Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Rose, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about the changes I made in my wardrobe and makeup after I got my color analysis done. So I'm sure by now many of you, if not all of you, are already familiar with color analysis. This was something that I was particularly interested in because I found it really difficult to figure out what actual colors looked good on me. I knew that for sure white and black were staples, but when I tried to figure out other colors in my wardrobe, when I wore pink, when I wore red, when I wore certain types of blues, I just felt like, I don't know, there always felt like something was off. And so one of the biggest reasons why I decided to get my color analysis done was because summer was approaching, and I literally put in the description when I was writing to them, I want colors for summer. I want to know, like, what exactly can I wear for the summer that is not just black, white, or gray. Now, just from hearing that, black, white, or gray, which I knew for sure were my staple colors, right away, those are considered cool toned colors. But here's the thing, I never thought that I was a cool toned person. So I feel like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but first thing I want you to know is that I'm not going to show you in this video my color analysis process because I actually did this process online. And I'm going to share with you the company that I worked with. They actually have a YouTube channel. Every time they posted a video, I was like, I wish I can get my color analysis done. But the thing is, they're actually based in Australia, and I was not taking a flight to Australia. And when I was watching one of their videos, they actually had shown a video where it's two girls that work together. One of them was analyzing someone in person, and another one was analyzing the same girl but with photos that she had sent. And they were analyzing the same girl at the same time, one hidden in a room looking at photos and the other one in person. They came back together and they shared with each other their results, and they were exactly the same. And the purpose of that demonstration was to show that an online analysis is accurate, given that you are taking your photos in the proper lighting. So I decided to get my color analysis done with this company that is based in Australia, with these two women who I absolutely became so obsessed with their videos. By the way, they have no idea that I am posting this video. I will end up linking their channel and their website in my description, but they have no idea. This is just me sharing my own experiences and how getting my color analysis has really changed the way that I approach my clothing. So now you know the company that I worked with, and you also know why I wanted to get my color analysis done. Here's the thing, I actually thought that I was an autumn. And there's a couple of reasons why I thought I was an autumn. One, I don't necessarily have a very obvious pink undertone to my skin. Every time I buy foundation, I get a warmer toned foundation or I get a neutral, and all the colors that I wear are pretty much in the beigey area. But more importantly, I knew that bright, light colors did not look good on me. And so most of the colors that I naturally gravitated towards were dark greens, dark browns. Every time I wanted to wear a color that was not black or white, I always stuck towards that. Also, I have a huge obsession with beige. I guess that is like my alternative to a white. When I don't want to wear a stark white, I would wear a beige. So when I looked at my closet, it was very much a warm toned closet. But again, I thought I wasn't autumn. I thought that the darker autumn colors would suit me best. I never really considered that I was cool toned. I had done so many like online analysis, like free ones, different websites, but I was always conflicted because one of the first steps says, determine if you are a warm or cool tone before you even figure out your subseasons. And that was the part that I was always stuck on. I'm like, I cannot figure out if I am a warm toned or a cool toned person, just because I feel like the overlay of my complexion is very yellow, if not olive, and there's so many misconceptions about being olive and then or having like yellow skin. or overtone, which is not the same as your undertone. I don't know. The girls explain it really, really well. So all that to say, I got the color analysis done with the company and my results came back as a deep winter. First things first, the process was so easy. They submit to you after you pay, they submit to you a questionnaire and you are able to submit, I believe it's 10 photos of you like wearing different outfits. You want to make sure that they're quite close up. And then also I think about 3 pictures of you wearing white with your hair back in natural lighting. So I submit all that, I answer all their questions, colors that I think I look best in, colors that I stay away from, which are pastels, absolutely not. And so that was pretty much the process. I think I waited about 2 weeks or maybe a week later, they actually reached out to me asking for more photos because it seems like even with them, there might have been like slight variations in trying to figure out if I was also warm toned or cool toned. So because I have a YouTube channel, I just started sending them links to my videos where I was wearing no makeup and different colored shirts that I had on. And literally like 2 days later, I got my results and they were like, yep, you are a deep winter. And based on their analysis, they said that they completely understood why I thought I was an autumn because deeper, darker colors suit me best. But if I were to pull out a very, very yellow or a very, very warm toned shirt, so as many people do when they get their color analysis back, I was initially disappointed. I really wanted to be warm toned because I just felt like the bronziness and all those sultry colors are very warm toned. But the truth is, I wanted to know what colors could I wear. I had to remind myself of the initial reason why I got the analysis done. And the goal is I wanted to look my best. And so whatever colors suited me best, I was teaching myself to embrace them. So one of the things that I received in the email was this color palette guide. Of course, if you get it done in person, they give you like the actual nice book and swatches, but you know, it's online and it's obviously much cheaper doing it online. So here was my guide. And there's a couple of things that I noticed in my guide. One, that my neutral tones are exactly the tones that I go for. White, black, gray, and like a deep navy. Totally me, and definitely the colors that I feel like I look the best in. Now, colors to avoid. These very, very yellow toned colors, and I do own 2 of these colors, and I'm going to show you one of them. Then something else that I noticed was the colors that were my colors were not totally deep, dark colors because the goal was to get color for summer. And right away when I saw deep winter and I started looking at a bunch of YouTube videos, it was like, dark, 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 black, black, black. And I'm like, but I don't want to wear black in the summer. But when I look at this color palette, there are a lot of really beautiful colors. But one thing I completely noticed right away was that there's no red in this palette. A berry is going to be, or like a cranberry is going to be my red. There is no red in my palette, which makes total sense because I've tried to wear reds in the past and I just always feel like it works, but it doesn't like work. You know what I'm saying? One thing that's also cool about the deep winter is that, drum roll please, you share some colors with the autumn palette. So I wasn't completely off. Yes, I was off about the undertone, but it makes sense why certain colors like a darker brown or a darker green, I really liked how they looked on me and I couldn't understand why those deeper warm tones looked good on me. Even though sometimes those colors could have more of a like blue or gray undertone. I understand all of that, but once I started like reevaluating my wardrobe and really allowing the information to sink in, I was like, okay, this makes so much sense. So here is how I have adjusted my wardrobe. First things first, I bought my first berry mauve colored shirt. I do not like purples. And that was one of the things that I kept seeing too for winter palettes. Everything was like purple, purple, purple. but I've just never liked the color purple, like a deep, dark purple. But this is the perfect in between of like a purple and a pink, but then also kind of like a gray, and it goes exactly with my palette. One of the best things is that the goal is not to limit yourself when it comes to these palettes. The goal is to expand what you are able to wear. Now, am I still going to wear my beige clothes? Yeah, because I bought them. In my last video, I literally had on a brown shirt and gold earrings. I am not going to throw away anything, but they give great advice, which is to try to limit buying new colors that don't go with your palette. So keep what you have, but when you go to purchase something new, try to buy something within your palette. So that's what I've been trying to do. This shirt is actually from Abercrombie & Fitch. It was like on sale. I think I got it for like 30 bucks, and it is perfect. Another thing that I also adjusted was my lip color. This is a mauve lip color, and normally I would see a color like that in the store and think that's way too dark. I can't wear that. That's not nude enough. But for me, it is my nude. And so there's definitely some things that I had to adjust to. So let me show you some of the colors that are actually in my palette that do not include black and white. So Exhibit A is the first one. The next one is obviously a gray. Now, all shades of gray, according to this analysis, look good on me, but the darker colored grays are definitely going to work better. So I love this gray color. This is actually a shirt that I purchased a while ago for vacation. And if you guys saw that video, it was like pack with me to go to Orlando. I was on like a gray kick. Everything about that video, I was like, I want to wear this gray. I want to wear this gray. Now it makes sense why, because I thought I looked the best in gray, and notice how the lip goes with the shirt. Now, let me show you another. So within the palette, there are a couple of purples. Now, although I said I didn't like purple, this light colored purple I can get with. And so anything lighter than this, I should not do. This is already like kinda cutting it close. It should have like a little bit more of a purple in it, but this is like where I'm comfortable. So this is what I chose to buy, right? You want to keep your own like style in mind, and you don't want to buy things just for the sake of buying them. So I purchased this purple. I've worn it a couple of times, and even at work, it was so funny. I had a coworker that said, "Oh, you in purple? You're not in beige?" And I was like, dang, I really wear beige, black, and white that much that like me wearing a color, even though it was light, was attention getting. So love that. Another thing that I realized was that I can wear pinks. Again, this is more of like a muted pink, and you guys will see that everything kind of goes together. So this is more of like a pinky purple, goes perfectly with the lip, the lightest pink that I can do. Now let me actually show you this pink in comparison with a pink that is not in my palette, but I was trying so hard. So this is a pink that I have had for years, and I've also filmed in this pink, but it's just too yellow. You could even see the yellow in it. It's almost like a salmon pink, and it's really bright. This is too bright for me. It works, but it's not better than doing a lighter pink like this. Something that's a little bit more icy and has a little bit more white in it. And I'm going to show you guys that even with a yellow. I have two yellows here. This first yellow I purchased, I think this is actually a shirt from Primark. And when I saw it, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's in my palette. So I purchased it, and sure enough, it is. So again, goes with the lip color, this light icy yellow. Can include lighter colors like this, which was my whole point and wanted to embrace. Now let me show you guys the difference in this yellow versus a yellow that is not in my palette. This next shirt I'm about to show you, I purchased from Old Navy, and when I bought it, I was just like, I need variation in my wardrobe, but I've actually never worn it out in public. It has become a pajama shirt. So look at the difference between this yellow and this yellow. Although this yellow is deeper, it is much more of a mustard versus like this yellow that you can definitely see has more white in it. So going towards yellows like this versus mustardy yellows are the yellows that I should stay away from. I mean, again, one way to really measure it is to look at colors that are in your color palette. This clashes automatically, but with the lighter one, it goes a little bit more. So hopefully that is a way for you to be able to see the difference between two different yellows, one in my palette and one that is just like a legitimate mustard yellow that has become, again, a pajama. Here's another color that definitely goes within my palette. It is a deeper color, but it's also not black. So here is like this forest green, or I think they keep calling it something else, like when I look online, but this green is so pretty. It is the only green color that I have like this, and so I cannot wait for the winter time when I can actually shop colors that are in my palette, because the truth is trying to find colors in my palette right now in the summer has felt almost impossible. So I'm so thankful that I found that yellow and that pink shirt. The yellow one again was from Primark. The pink t-shirt is from Zara. And then this green, beautiful. Now here are two colors that are not within the deep winter palette. They are autumn colors, but because they have a little bit of depth to them, they're a little bit deeper, they work. Now remember, they're not gonna work as much and they're not gonna work with this lip, but we're looking at with my complexion, right? So here, because I am again a deep winter, this deeper red that's not so bright works, right? It looks great. I would change my lip out and nothing to complain about. Here's another example, again, of like a deeper green that we know is not necessarily in my palette. This definitely has a yellow undertone to it. You can totally see it. But because it's a deeper green, it works. Change out the lip, like I said, and we are good to go. The final one that I want to show you is, again, dark brown. So these are all things that I have already owned, and it makes sense why I like the way that I look in some of these colors, because they share a border, so to say, if you look at the wheel, with the deep winter. So here's a dark brown. I love the way that it looks, and yeah. So those are the ways that I have tried to adjust my wardrobe when it comes to being a deep winter. I am not going out and buying 1,000 things at a time, but I'm looking through my wardrobe and I'm taking out the things that just don't work and keeping the things that do. And if there are pieces that I absolutely love, even though I know I won't look my best in them, they stay in my closet, okay? I am wearing them. So that's really the things that I have learned when it comes to color analysis. One, that I am cool toned, or I have a cool undertone, that deeper colors look better on me, staying away from the pastels, even though that purple kind of borders that, but until I find a better purple, I am gonna wear that. And then trying to embrace colors that are a little bit more out of my comfort zone, but really appreciating that they do make me look good, right? It's definitely not a color that I would normally pick, but when I put it on and just take a step back from what I'm used to, I'm like, okay, this does look good. And that is the whole point. So if you are interested, I will leave the company's information in my description box. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I would love to know in the comments below, are you interested in color analysis? Have you gotten a color analysis done? Has it changed the way that you shop? Has it completely like shifted your world? Like, what has it done to you personally? And that is pretty much it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.